Excellent customer service is very important.
Customers want to feel that you respect them, that you are there for them.
Just making sure the customer is satisfied.
I like the fact that I can communicate personally, not just over the phone.
At the end of the day, they know that they have that one person they can actually call on.
You want to treat that person how you would want to be treated.
We work 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. I try to make every experience a wow experience for the customer.
Prime Minister Perry Christie reveals he's running again for PLP leader. The opposition leader weighs in. A man murdered in high-end Palm Key. The AG does damage control following controversial comments by the National Security Minister. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Vonnie Toot and NB12 starts now. Tonight, Prime Minister Perry Christie has declared that he will run again for leader at the Progressive Liberal Party's convention next month. Christie made the announcement last night at a meeting in North Andros, where he told supporters that the government is working for them. Dana Smith reports.
As the nation draws closer to the next general election, many have questioned whether Christie will stay on as leader of the PLP or step down after decades in politics. But Christie indicated last night he's not going anywhere.
I will go in to that convention as the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party. And I will come out of that convention as the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party. If there's any doubt, I've taken the first step on that march that will have an outcome that is in the best interest of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So said, so done.
After months of speculation, last night was the first time Christie clearly indicated his political plans for the future. He was speaking at North Andros High School, where he told a crowd of some 300 supporters, "We are going to make this country work. We are going to make it work for you." Christie's comments come as members of the Free National Movement have called for him to step down and make this administration his last. And former PLP MP Philip Galanis grabbed headlines last week, predicting that on the Christie administration's current trajectory, the PLP would lose the next general election. He said if the PLP is to have a shot at winning, it needs to take decisive action, including electing new leadership. And Tall Pines MP Leslie Miller has also come out and said he is bothered Christie might not move off the political scene and enjoy the rest of the time God may allow him to be with his family. Well, Christie last night noted there's been a lot of talk that people are tired of him, but he's not going to be distracted.
We have no time to be distracted by foolishness. The government of this country is too important to allow us to be distracted by foolishness.
Outside Cabinet this morning, Christie refused to speak to the press and elaborate on his leadership plans.
Mr. Prime Minister, you're running for leader again of the PLP?
Although Christie has on numerous occasions acknowledged that he is in the twilight of his political career, he's always shied away from definitively stating when he's going to retire. He said last year all bets would be off if former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham returned to politics. And prior to this term, when he was in opposition, Christie said that if re-elected in 2012, he would step down at midterm. However, later on the campaign trail, he said he intended to serve the full 5-year term. But the question still remains whether or not Christie will be challenged for the leadership position at the PLP's next convention, which is scheduled for November 1st. Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis and Tourism Minister Obi Wilchcombe have both said they are ready to lead the party, but they said they would only do so if Christie stepped down. Former PLP Chairman Reynard Rigby has also expressed interest in leading the PLP. Wilchcombe today declined to speak to the press, but he had said on Monday he has no intention of running against Christie, adding that his time will come. This past Wednesday, Davis said he will reveal his plans in due course, declining to say whether or not he still intends to run for leader. Davis has been publicly endorsed for the party's leadership by both Tall Pines MP Leslie Miller and former MP Philip Galanis. At Cabinet this morning, Davis again remained mum on his future plans.
Can we have a word? Just one word. We just want to know, are you still running now that Christie's running again?
Reporting for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
Opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis says he's not surprised Christie doesn't want to step down as leader, insisting the 72-year-old prime minister seems to be following in the footsteps of his predecessor, Sir Lyndon Pinling. However, Minnis warned Christie that if he leads the PLP into the next general election, he will be sent into retirement on Election Day. Kyle Joaquin reports.
Minnis said he's glad Christie has finally announced his intention to seek re-election as PLP leader, and he reiterated what he said before, that he would retire Christie if needs be. However, Minnis said what he finds most disturbing is the fact that Christie doesn't seem to know when to go.
It would be nice if he did the honorable thing and go, but if he stays, then I will remove him.
And it's a warning. Opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis said he must reiterate for Prime Minister Christie after announcing that he will once again run for leader of the Progressive Liberal Party. Although Christie has been silent on the issue for several months now, Minnis said he expected this from Christie. He referenced Sir Lyndon O. Pinling's departure after losing to Hewitt Ingram and the F&M in the 90s. But when it comes to Christie, after rumors of cabinet ministers wish to resign, the introduction of a new tax, and a vexing crime problem, Minnis says the exit sign should be clear enough for him to see.
I think people must recognize when it's time to go. And when they don't recognize that, the onus is on the people to show them and demonstrate to them when it's time to go.
According to Minnis, it doesn't matter who wins the leadership post of the PLP, be it Christie, Reynard Rigby, or Deputy Prime Minister Brave Davis, if he decides to run. Minnis said he's confident whoever emerges victorious at the party's convention in November won't stand a chance against the F&M slate of candidates come 2017.
New direction, new leadership, a new and better Bahamas. That's what the people want. We will offer them that. So it makes no difference who heads the PLP. That failed government, meaning Christie and all, must go. The people will no longer tolerate failure.
And at the age of 72 and having represented the constituency of Centerville for 4 decades, Christie isn't quite ready to hang up the hat just yet. And Minnis wants to know why.
He has held Centerville, he brags, about 40 years. It's one of the worst constituencies here. Still outdoor toilets, run down home, poverty. Christie should be ashamed. But he leads a failed government, and the entire group of failed individuals will be removed by the people.
As for talks of another F&M convention following the PLPs, Minnis said he doesn't see that happening. Reporting for NB12, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
From the crime beat, a man was murdered at the high-end Palm Key gated community this morning after co-workers say he showed up at the Eastern New Providence property requesting his paycheck. Acting officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Chief Superintendent Clayton Fernandez, says police received reports of a shooting at Palm Key shortly after 11 a.m. When officers arrived on the scene, they found the victim, believed to be in his early 40s, lying in the middle of a parking lot. He was pronounced dead on the scene.
The only information we have at this time that the deceased was involved in an altercation with another man, and he produced a firearm and shot him to the body. Officers also arrested 2 adult males on scene, and a firearm was recovered.
Fernandez said 2 Bahamian men were arrested on the crime scene in connection with that incident. We understand the victim was shot in the head with a licensed shotgun. His body was seen lying outside of a white truck, which was parked in front of one of the gated community's condominiums. A section of the lot was covered with blood and brain matter. One of the man's co-workers told NB12 that he was a Haitian national with 3 children in the Bahamas and another 2 in Haiti. He said he came to request payment for work he had done when he got into an altercation with his alleged shooter.
Yeah, he was a nice person. He used to do painting for Northwest Builders. And today he came to get him money from a contract he had with them for a couple of weeks. And when he came, he had an argument with them. And everybody see how he lost his life because he come for the money. He didn't come for a fight. He didn't come for nothing. And the man go and get a gun. Trust me, everybody really sad right now. And
the worker, who did not want to show his face, said they knew the victim well.
Yeah, I know him very well. Because we always working together and we always eating together, you know. So I know him. I don't really know his name. We just call him Goneg. Big man, like big man and in English. Goneg Creole and big man in English. No, he's a Haitian. He have 3 children here and 2 in Haiti.
Residents watched from their windows as police conducted preliminary investigations and the body was placed in the back of a van. Fernando would not comment on whether the man worked on property, but said homicide detectives are interviewing several witnesses in hopes of getting a clearer picture of what happened. This latest killing pushes the murder count for the year to 108. Fernando said people must learn to resolve conflicts in a peaceful manner.
Nobody should take the law in their own hand. If there's a conflict, reach out to somebody who will be able to give you good advice, or reach out to the police. Come to the police. You can't, nobody's above the law. Come to the police, let's sit down and let's resolve the conflict.
A day after National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage accused the judiciary of being too soft on criminals, Attorney General Allison Maynard Gibson said last night, the government of the Bahamas respects and appreciates our hardworking judges. Maynard Gibson said in a statement, the government of the Bahamas respects and upholds the rule of law. This has been demonstrated in many ways, including our significant investment in infrastructure to improve efficiency in the administration of justice. On Wednesday in the House of Assembly, Nottage responded to criticism from the opposition that government isn't being tough on crime. Nottage said the government can bring the toughest legislation to fight crime, but if it is not enforced, there's nothing officials can do. The Cuban government has pardoned 9 Bahamian men who were incarcerated in Cuba. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement yesterday the former inmates left Cuba for the Bahamas on Wednesday afternoon. It is unclear what crimes they committed. However, the ministry indicated that for humanitarian reasons, the Cuban government did not pardon anyone who was serving sentences for crimes including murder, homicide, rape, corruption of minors, theft and illegal slaughter of cattle, drug trafficking, robbery with violence, and intimidation of people in aggravated forms. The Cuban government made the decision on Friday. The decision took effect on Wednesday. Cuba pardoned 3,522 prisoners on the occasion of Pope Francis's visit on September 19th to the 22nd. Among those pardoned were inmates over age 60, inmates under age 20 with no previous criminal record, the chronically ill, women and those set for conditional release next year, those serving sentences and working in open conditions, as well as foreigners whose country of origin guaranteed repatriation. You're watching the Best of Bahamian News. There's more when NB12 returns.